Well, as if by magic, the stars of Doctor Who are rejecting all criticism. Yeah, we've heard this before. Every single time before, in fact. Baffling that we keep hearing this time and time again. But it is what it is. It's laughable. Mainstream media, of course, is very predictable. And again, as is the responses from the stars. Like we get this individual here. Doctor Who actor Jinx Monsoon rejects critics of series' new queer direction. If they don't watch it, then who needs them? You do, actually. Because you need this to do reasonably well in terms of ratings to be renewed and to continue. I mean, I understand Disney pours a lot of money on utter garbage, but I can't imagine they're going to want to keep paying a significant sum of this budget if they're not getting any amount of return on investment. So, yeah. Also, side note, didn't Russell T Davies change Davros to a bloke that can stand up and, you know, is pretty normal looking because he didn't want to appear to be making evil people disabled? I mean, this is just a bloke in drag, and he's the villain. That's some lack of consistency there, isn't it? All right, then. So anyway, we'll take a look at this, because we also have this individual here, the Doctor Who himself, Ncuti Gatwa, saying that critics of the latest series are racists. It's just really sad for them. No, mate, what's really sad is you, I guess, co-opting this, because that's what you're doing. That's what's really sad. Co-opting it and then being like surprised Pikachu face when people are a little bit like, hey, why is a Rwandan immigrant playing a British character? Or what should be a British character anyway. And I know people go, well, he's an alien, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's take a look. Hit subscribe if you're new here, guys. And do turn the bell notifications on. Go and support me over on Patreon as well, please. First link down below in the description box. But anyway, as the article states here, in providing further evidence to the theory that its current production team is more focused on owning their perceived enemies than actual storytelling, Doctor Who actor Hera Hoffer, better known by the stage name Jinx Monsoon, has declared that should anyone stop watching the series due to its new and overtly progressive direction, they would do well to, and quote, not let the door hit you on the way out. Alright then. Again, look. It's just a bloke in drag. I thought we couldn't have Davros anymore because that was making disabled people evil or some crap. I don't bloody know. I mean, it was ridiculous anyway, but is this not the same thing? Anyway, so Monsoon, who guest starred in the second episode of Series 14, which is now being called Season 1. Sorry, get my words out. Because Disney now wants to just make it Season 1 for reasons. So they're the villainous child of the toy maker and manifestation of music, the Maestro, offered the tired anti-fan refrain while speaking to Slate's Isabel Kinger ahead of their episode May 10th premiere. So this is them getting right out in front of it. They knew that this would happen, so they're even saying it before it's released. They're like, well, if you're a critic, actually, we don't like you. And what's funny about this is Russell T Davies and all of the actors as well. It does seem to me that their new target audience isn't English people anymore. Now, don't get offended. I think their target audience is genuinely American progressives. That seemingly is who they're trying to target. Disney money, the production values, the change of direction overall seems to be what it is. But yeah, anyway, so making reference to the actor's identity as a transgender drag queen. What the fuck is that? Seriously, Kilger at one point asked Monsoon as to, and quote, what kind of response to Maestro are you expecting from the traditional Doctor Who fans? Right, check that out. The traditional Doctor Who fans. So that's old, long-time Doctor Who fans. That's what they're saying. What do you expecting the response to be from traditional, long-time Doctor Who fans? And they said the following. Russell T Davies brought Doctor Who to everyone. They didn't. Brought it back because he was passionate about it. That part is true, but he didn't bring it to everyone. To the people who have issues, the show that you love was created by a queer person. No, it wasn't. Get over it. I don't think the original Doctor Who was created by a gay person, was it? Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. Or maybe this individual's mistaken that, like, traditional Doctor Who fans are the same people that really, really rate Russell T Davies' iteration. Which some do, not all. Interesting. And continues, a lot of people are going to really love this. And I think this season is going to create a lot of new Doctor Who fans. And if we lose some, the transphobic ones, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Mate, you couldn't be further from, like, seriously? When I look at this thing, I don't think transgender. I think, quite literally, drag queen groomer, right? I know. I'm going to get some hate down below, but it's the truth. If you look at this thing and you think that's a transgender, I mean, it's clearly not, right? I look at Blair White and I go, oh, that's a transgender, right? This is a drag queen groomer. I don't think it equates to being... You can't lump yourself... No. You can't look like that and lump yourself in with the likes of Blair White, alright? It's not how it works. What are you doing? Oh, holy shit. Anyway, they said further, there's a lot of toxicity around the gender and the trans conversation. In the 70s, it was the conversation of queerness, the gay conversation. We overcame it once, and we'll overcome it again. To the people who are upset about it, boo-hoo, cry your effing tears. It's not your world exclusively. We all live here, so get over yourself. But we are the majority. So the democratic society, it is our will, actually. Anyway, I know a lot of people might not even watch this season of Doctor Who because it's taken such a decisively queer step. However, if they watch it, I think they'll see that we're just actors playing characters. I mean, that's the most disingenuous statement ever. You are definitely not an actor playing a character. Like, seriously? And Ncuti Gatwa is just playing himself. Like, whatever. And if they don't watch it, then who needs him? You do. I truly believe that for every fan we lose to transphobia, we're going to have 2 to 3 more coming in because they're excited for trans representation. Right, so that's it. That's what you're hinging everything on. People being sort of, well, I guess, identitarian about their watching habits. Like, we're just going to groupthink our watching habits now. It's just pathetic. And anyway, so there's more. Because this loser's like, oh, everyone's just a racist now. Because of course they are. Of course they are. So according to current series lead, Ncuti Gatwa, those fans who found themselves walking away, even though you told us to walk away, by the way, from the latest season of Doctor Who, have done so not because they have no interest in showrunner Russell T Davies' self-admitted decision to trade in genuine storytelling for ham-fisted progressive messaging, but because they are outright racists who cannot stand to see a non-white individual portray the titular hero. It's got nothing to do with the fact you spouted off about white mediocrity, even though you quite literally got your start in life thanks to white people's generosity. This clown came to the UK, all right, as an immigrant, got housed, looked after, social systems, everything there. You name it, he got loads of handouts because of our generosity, and then he's lambasting white people. You, sir, are an arsehole. Anyway, so the latest actor to portray the Time Lord offered his take on Doctor Who's failing reputation while giving an interview to NPR's Eric Deggans ahead of the show May 10th season premiere. They're getting right out in front of it, aren't they? Always. Love it. Speaking to the subject of his existence as the first black actor to be cast as the Doctor proper, he said, it's about time. The character is a shape-shifting alien. It can be anyone. Why is it about time? I thought it was all to do with who's best for the role. Is that not the case now? You're trying to do it just because of identity politics? Of course it is. So, for there only to be one representation of the character, I think it's just quite limiting. Who wouldn't want to see themselves in the shoes of the Doctor? Cool. I mean, I don't care. So, yeah. Just absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, it says further, I don't want to diminish racial aggression at all, but for me, personally, I find it fascinating that it matters so much to these people. That's because no one's going in and stealing what Rwanda's made. obviously. If you had a bunch of white people co-opting something that Rwandans had made, I'm pretty certain you'd be annoyed about it. But people don't do that, obviously, because they ain't made shit. They actually haven't. But anyway, you are going to limit yourselves from a show that you love because you don't like something about someone's appearance. It's just like really sad for them. Cool. Anyway, NPR transcribes the above quote as ending the assertion that critics have tuned out because you don't like something about someone's appearance or their race. The actual audio of the interview provided by the outlet does not feature any mention of the line or their race, but that is the implication. So there you go. This is great for me. This is providing fantastic content. It's highly comical, and I hope you enjoy my witticisms. If you do, hit subscribe. Bye now.